All right. All right. We're back for the part two of the series. Wyatt and I are back for the sticky substances talk that I mentioned in the first video that we were going to hit on in the second part. This will be a short video, but I feel the need to talk about it because I used to play baseball, obviously not at a high level. I played like high school and stuff, but
Mm,
um, I just wanted to say that I agree on the fact of certain players when take example Tyler Glasnow. Um, he said that his injury is based on the fact that he was no longer able to use his way of gripping the baseball anymore. So everybody thought he was cheating. In reality, it was sunscreen and sweat, which I mean, you're in Tampa Bay, you're going to sweat. And most of the time, if you're a Tampa Bay resident, you're going to need sunscreen because it's 90 degrees and humid. So it's like,
mm,
but that's based on any location. It could be cold and you could still use that. I don't see
mm,
the issue with a player using sunscreen. I don't see the issue of a player using rosin, considering a rosin bag is on the mound. Now, granted, if you're mixing it with your sweat, that's all natural stuff. So
mm.
I don't see an issue. But obviously, spider attack and what we've seen about any type of stuff like that, that's illegal because that's that's your RPMs on a pitch. That's you're throwing a slurve. It's spinning more. It's curving more. Curveball,
Mm.
slider, changeup, all that stuff. Your fastball is 99. It could go from 95 to 99 just based on the spin rate, and now it's moving more. So I just wanted to say that to MLB and Rob Manfred, 0% chance you watch this video, obviously, but let's pretend you are. Ban spider tack. That's fine. But just letting you know, if one of your star pitchers by the end of this year gets a potential career-ending injury, or they have to miss 2 years because of Tommy John surgery, I hope you know that you're just ruining baseball at this point. Because say Chris Sale makes his way back from Tommy John surgery, um, and he comes back, and he can't use his, lotion. Say it was lotion mixed with his sweat to get a grip on the baseball, and then say he re-tears it and he's out for another 2 years. You're just ruining baseball at that point. And it's just there's nothing else to it. It's just more getting the opinion out there. Unfortunately, a certain player that I was originally recorded on, Mr. Bauer himself, wanted to ruin his image. Um, but
Yeah.
he was a person that was right on top of it with explaining to you on how cheating worked and how getting away with the rule book worked or getting away with natural substances. But interested to see what you think about um this type of stuff, Wyatt.
Um, I agree with you about the substance. I mean, the spider attack and whatever else they're using, that should be completely illegal. But, you know, the rosin bag, which is obviously something that has been around forever, pitchers use that. I think pitchers need some sort of grip. Um, and the rosin sunscreen, I'm completely fine with that. I really don't think it makes it just gives you a better grip on the ball,
Yeah,
and I think that's I don't think like Glasnow said, pitchers should be going out there in his quotes raw turkey, just throwing it, and that's going to cause an injury like it did to. I mean, I don't know if that was the reason he had his UCL issue. I don't know, but I just think that's because he throws hard and it was bound to happen.
yeah,
But I think that's completely fine. The spider tack is just kind of insane. That's obviously what Cole and I know Bauer was using it too, and Bauer was using it because
Bauer
everyone else was
intentionally
using it.
used it because he's like, I'm not gonna get caught for it.
Yeah, and at the same time, he's using it for his own benefit. Like he knows that it's
Yeah,
working for him, and I mean, he practically admits that it works for him. Like he
yeah,
says it out, like out when he won the Cy Young that he was definitely using
yeah,
on the Cy Young. I mean, so, um, but the whole checking pitchers every time they leave the mound, it's a bit ridiculous. I think there needs to be just they need to outline. There needs to be some set of
yeah.
rules.
Like one
Uh,
check is good enough. Like first inning,
yeah,
if it's one thing that when baseball talks about, we want to keep baseball going with the pace of play. You really think it's going to help the pace of play when you have to check Chris Sale through 7 innings,
Yeah.
DeGrom through 7 innings, guys like that. So and that's the crazy part where there's so much new technology in baseball. You could tell from the start on June 1st where Garrett Cole had 5,000 RPMs at his fastball, and then boom, the crackdown happens. Next start on June 7th, his RPMs on his fastball is 3,600, and you're
Mm.
like, oh, like now and you want to push down on the cheating and stuff. You want to make sure they have it on them, but it's pretty visible on who was using it. And it's the funny part is to the pitchers who still sucked while using it, there's no excuse at this point. And that's
No.
directed
No.
basically at just Garrett Richards himself.
Yeah. That's kind of sad that he was using it and was still terrible.
As a Red Sox fan, it's been painful, spider tack and without spider tack.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
I agree with your point on the pace of play stuff.
yeah, and when I played high school, I only played like a year of high school baseball, and I did pitch a little bit. My coach they'd go out and say like use the rosin bag. I played in Florida, so it was 95 degrees out. Like use your sweat on your arm. It's so easy to use, and it gives you a better grip on the ball. It's
Mhm.
not to say, oh, your curveball is gonna drop insane. That's not it at all. You can throw a curveball if you can throw a curveball. It's not the sweat isn't giving you an advantage. It's not going to give you 6 inches drop on your curveball. It
Yeah,
just gives you a better grip on the ball so you can place it better. So I completely think it's fine for rosin, sunscreen, and sweat, whatever, because these guys sweat like crazy. It's summer. You got to have
yeah,
something. And Garrett Cole, every pitch, takes off his hat, goes to his greasy hair, puts the ball like, what's wrong with that? And
yeah.
they let
There's
him do
there's
it.
nothing wrong with it. Yeah, if you got the long hair and you're sweating and stuff like this, that's the natural stuff. I mean, even if you're a bald dude pitching, like you still have every other opportunity to figure out what to do, and you're still sweating, like you're saying. You sweat on your arms, sweat on your legs, you sweat on the back of your neck, like you're still sweating.
Richards too. Richards too is long hair. Does the same thing. Takes off his hat. Their
Yeah.
hat's all sweaty too.
Yeah, so and it's
Yeah.
like with like the batters using the stuff on their bat uh
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
to keep a grip on the bat so that you don't throw the bat at people and actually when they swing as hard, you're the professional athletes, you're swinging way harder than we do.
Mm.
So, you know, if they're allowed to use that type of stuff to swing the bat, why can't a pitcher use what's given to them? You know what I mean? And I think who was it? It was like a random pitcher in Seattle. He was the only person to get, I think, suspended because of a check. I forgot his name. He was like a left-hander, release pitcher. I don't think he was that good, but
It's like Montero. I'm trying to
yeah,
think.
like I think he's been the only one that's gotten suspended so far since,
Yeah, it's only been like one, I think.
and he appealed it. So I think it's still going to court. I think he ended up just saying no and
Oh,
just taking the
Hector
suspension.
Santiago.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what it
And
was.
yeah, he just took it.
He
He
just took it.
tried, but
He
yeah,
appealed at first, but they said that
yeah.
whatever was going on.
Mm.
So, and lastly, just to say, like, how are you supposed to teach umpires who already suck in general mid-season another thing that they have to learn on the difference between cheating and not cheating on a glove, the difference of cheating and not cheating on a person's belt, on a person's hat. Like I know there's certain stuff that's very visible, but what's the difference
Mm.
between spider tack with powder on it to make it look like it's rosin and sweat? Like,
Mm.
how do you tell the difference of that if it looks almost identical and it's the same type of feeling? So it's like
Yeah,
imagine
there
trying
needs
to
to be
teach
some.
Angel Hernandez that when he's already bad. We have Angel Hernandez now is in more control of how the game can be an outcome, like whatever the
Mm.
outcome is. That's bad. And just mid-season, that's the issue. Like that's my main point. It's you did this mid-season instead of just
Yes.
allowing it
Yeah.
to go on or saying it,
Yes.
let's chill out on the spider tag, let's chill on the cheating. But this offseason, we're putting all the rules in place. But now you give them a pitcher a whole offseason from October or whenever they got eliminated or didn't even make the playoffs until February to figure out, build up certain strength and certain new muscles and stuff they need to do.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the issue is that the MLB knew this for years, and they just now decided because everyone's calling them out. All these MLB YouTubers are making videos about it. Everyone's calling it out. Bauer's blowing it up like crazy,
Yeah.
and that's why they didn't say, okay, well, we have to do something. These umpires don't want to do this. Of course they don't. They want to be checking guys' pants and all this. They should have just waited till after the season. They completely disrupted probably every pitcher's routine. So now I've seen an uptick in injuries, and obviously now an uptick in runs. In the average, it's shot up, which is fine. But you can't do this in June, a month in the season, and expect good results. And the pitchers are pissed. Everyone's pissed.
Yeah.
That they can't even use rosin sunscreen. But yeah, the spider tack, that's when it gets really bad because you're seeing 300 RPMs jump on a
Yeah.
curveball.
Hmm.
So yeah, I completely agree with everything. So
But yeah, I think that's really spot on. I mean, you just hit on the major points. What me and Wyatt are basically saying is that you did it. The MLB did it at the wrong time. Your restrictions are really stupid on it. That you could get someone suspended for using sweat, lotion, whatever, rosin in a mixture. Like that's all legal, anyways.
mm,
And the whole point is injuries. And if you want to market baseball, which they have an issue with, and then you lose a guy like Tyler Glasnow to injury that may have been caused by your new rules, and there's been more injuries to pitchers in general the past couple weeks. A lot of right arm, a lot of forearm injuries, a lot of tricep, bicep injuries because it's all choking the baseball, like Glasnow said, and you're exerting more energy. A lot of these pitchers are not even going as far anymore because they can't grip a baseball. It's really annoying. So, but yeah, I think that's pretty spot on. But we would like to hear your comments, and we're gonna post this on a couple different things and trying to get some stuff and be interesting. Maybe we hit this topic again like postseason time to see what if there's a major difference between first half and second half of ERA and pitches per game, maybe and stuff. So, but yeah, we'll be back for part three. We're gonna do a second half outlook. And then I think Wyatt and I will hit on predictions for who we think ends up making the playoffs. And then we'll wait to do like a playoff thing, but we're going to hit with some predictions. So see you in
sounds
the next
good.
video.